Anyway, my next experience that I know that I can remember of seeing something like that, I honestly believe this one was of God. It was morning. Okay, want me to tell about this one now?
Please.
Okay, it was morning. I was in my own home. I was about 4 years old, is what I think. There was a bright light, very similar to the one that had come in and healed me, but this was a very, very bright light, fluctuating light. I don't know whether it became an angel and before my eyes or whether I saw it spiritually, but the light in my own mind changed to become I saw it as an angel, and I knew it was an angel. Mm-hmm. It said, looked like a man, and it kind of like the pictures you'd see in Christmas cards or pictures in the Bible of what an angel looked like. I don't remember that it had any wings. I just remember it was bright and shining. He said that he was an angel sent from God. He had a message for me from God that God wanted me to pray to him and that good things would come through prayer. So he repeated it a few times to me to make sure I understood what he was talking about. He didn't tell me his name. He didn't tell me anything other than that was the message. Then when he knew I understood the message, he left. He turned. I could still see him as like an angel, but it went like he went through my window. I saw him go up into the sky and into the clouds and disappeared, just like people talk about how they saw Jesus disappear. Sure. But from that point, I went to my mother, who was cooking breakfast, and I tugged on her shirt, and I asked her, how you pray? she looked really surprised, and she just said, well, why do you ask? And I said, because this big, beautiful angel came and told me that God wanted me to pray to him, and that good things would come through prayer. My mother was so surprised that she just turned the oven off and walked me over to the Bible, opened it up, and I know today what she was reading was the Lord's Prayer. Okay. I was thinking about, while she was reading it, I was thinking, oh man, I don't know if I can remember all that. How am I going to talk to God like that? So I think she probably saw my puzzled look, so she said, okay, when we go to bed tonight, I'm going to tuck you in and I'll help you pray. So that night, she tucked me in bed, and she just told me to be very still and to just talk to God from my heart, and that I might hear from God, but then I might not. So she left the room, and from my little girl heart, I don't remember exactly what I said to God. I probably said, hey, your angel just told me to pray to you. And it's probably only a minute passed, but, to a little girl, it's like eternity. And I just thought, oh, well, I guess he's not going to talk to me. I guess he won't answer me. That's okay. Then all of a sudden, It was just, bam, my whole room was just warmth, just love.
Wow.
It's like the love from the heavenlies, but it was, I know it was him. I know it was him. It was like I could see his face, but I couldn't. I could feel him smiling, and he was very, very happy, very loving, and I could hear his voice. It wasn't audible, but it backs up biblically. I didn't know it. I didn't read a Bible for years after that. I didn't know about the Bible. We just didn't read the Bible much in the organization unless it was to interpret it in a different manner. I can interpret the Bible so many different ways. I was taught that way. But basically, okay, getting back to the story, his voice was like thunder. In my mind, I saw mountains. While it sounded like thunder, I saw a picture of mountains. And it sounded like, all of a sudden, from the mountainous sound, it would sound like, from the thunderous sound, it would sound like water and soothing. And I thought, it's like it sounds like thunder, yet it's soothing at the same time. And I felt like God was smiling and said, yes. He said, that's my voice. He showed me that he... Pardon me?
Go ahead. No, please continue.
Okay. He showed me that he loves us all so very, very much. That it's okay. I've mentioned this on our program before, and it's worth mentioning again here. He showed me a picture of like a father watching a daughter. Now you can picture it as a father watching a son playing. There's nothing more important to God, our Creator, than you. I mean, sure, the universe is out there, but you are so very important to Him, enough where He's going to sit down there and take pleasure in you. He showed me that it doesn't matter what I'm thinking. He knows what I'm thinking. Should I be ashamed? Yeah, I'm probably ashamed of some of the things I've thought of in my lifetime, but I know He loves me anyway. And all I have to do is ask Him, God, forgive me. Please help me be better. And I'm not ashamed to do that. He showed me that. And that's what I've needed my entire life to get me through. Also, He did show me some things that would happen in the future. And I can remember being really, really excited about it. And, I mean, I guess I don't remember some of the bad things, but I was excited. There are some good things out there that I was going to be looking forward to. And I asked him if I'd remember it. And he said no. He was going to leave that in my subconscious mind as a guidance for me, but that some of the things I'd remember when I got older. But for now, it was just to guide me. Okay, now that presence that He showed me, that moment when I said my first prayer, is the presence that I've gone to every. I mean, it's like I try to stay in that presence as much as I can. It's like I pray. I do pray every day. I pray throughout my day because of that. But when things seemed nutty in my life, just outright crazy, if I couldn't make sense of anything, why somebody said some things, why somebody did something, or something that happened to me that just made no sense, like, God, why did you allow that to happen? I didn't have the answer, but I knew that if I went back to that place of that Spirit of God, and I think we're all capable of reaching that and finding that part of God, that if we go to that, He's sanity, no matter how insane the world is. He is total sanity. That He can get you through anything. So even if you don't understand something in your life, there's a purpose for it, and God's going to help you. And so that's what I got from that. And so I trust Him. I don't now that I'm a Christian, I don't understand all the Bible, but I do understand the Spirit of God. I do understand the nature of Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. That is something I can count on, and that's why I'm always stressing people to get to know God, because that's going to make perfect sense. When nothing else makes sense, He's going to make sense, and He's the healer. He is the healer.
And later on in the future, once we get into more of your story, and begin to talk about how Jesus even heals memories. That I think is just so important, especially for those that are going to listen to this program, because they know about you and they know about what kind of background you are coming from.